supplies last. Be sure to pick one up.
Okay, let's talk about how there is no place like home this morning. Carole Minninger is here. She's with Creekside at Shallowford. Good to see you.
Thank you.
You began talking a little bit about things that are on your mind, and we went from veterans, we went from, was it memory?
And learning new
things. And then we went into displacement. You're getting a lot of people who are coming your way because they have been impacted by these storms and they have nowhere to go.
Yes, it's true. It's true. So, maybe an adult child lives here in the Chattanooga area, and it's that adult child who's called us because their parent or their aunt or uncle lives somewhere where they've been impacted by the storms, and maybe they've suffered a lot of damage to their home, or maybe they're just too stressed.
Yeah.
And they just can't deal with the worries of the storm.
Okay, then let's talk about the life at Creekside at Shallowford. Is it assisted living or independent?
Independent living.
So how old do you have to be to come to you?
You have to be 55 years old.
Okay.
And we have people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's a beautiful range of ages that form a community. It's really sweet to see.
So you are able to welcome people kind of where their need is because you don't require any kind of a contract.
Right, that's right. We're just rental. So it's very comforting to see how people find us, find a solution, can move right in. We've even been helping people get rental furniture and just leave the worries behind. Come live here and stay as long as you need to or want to while you get your feet back on the ground.
We had that experience in our family about 6 years ago, I guess. My mom had a house fire and couldn't live there, so there's a place nearby.
Yes.
She loved it though, ran into so many friends and had a great time.
Yes, oh yes, it's so fun for people. We have flower arranging classes, we have a genealogy club, we have men who are veterans and we do coffee time with them.
Yeah.
So just for them to explore and experience things they maybe didn't even think about is so fun to watch.
And I will say, it'll all depend on your policy, obviously, but if your home has been destroyed, there's a really good chance insurance is going to pick up the tab.
There's a very good chance of that. And someone told me the other day, this is the best thing I never wanted to do, thinking I didn't want to come live in a senior community.
Right.
But this has been fabulous. And I had no idea what was here. So whether they stay forever or not, it's very good for their mental health to know they'll have choices.
How does that play in then to the learning new things?
Well, when you live at home alone, you have your routine. And sometimes that routine might even be called a rut. Maybe you don't know where you could go to a tap dance class, or maybe it wouldn't even cross your mind to do some genealogy research because the computer programs to do that feel intimidating.
Yes.
Well, you just jump right in and we'll lead you through, and suddenly you're doing something that you thought you were intimidated by or you didn't think of at all.
So, you and I had a conversation once a couple of years ago, and you were talking about memory issues and working with people who are struggling, and I've never forgotten it because it was something very simple you talked about, like have a piece of clothing that's reminiscent of a time gone by, or just put something out that calls that person to kind of wake up to it, if you will.
Yes, that's a great way to say it. Yes.
I wanted to bring that up because you have a real genuine understanding, I think, Carole, of what it is to get older. You understand people, don't you?
I do. I've done this work for 30 years. It's a calling and a blessing for me, and something that's gratifying occurs every day. But I've paid attention to feel like I want to learn so I can add something to the lives of the people who come to live with me, I say. And yes, something sometimes as simple as medals or membership cards from Boy Scout troops or Girl Scout. I have a Girl Scout handbook, and the conversations that prompts is so beautiful and very value valuing for the person to be celebrated for the life they had, because they had a whole life before I met them.
You're also not talking to them like they're in kindergarten. That's really important.
Oh, they're all smarter than I am, and they've all earned their chops far more than I have.
Well,
so
I think that's relevant to point out. I really do, because if your heart's behind it, then the results will come. So if you're watching this morning and you just simply are tired of the frustration of where you're living and you want an easier way of life with some company around you that love to talk to you, and certainly if you have family or friends who fit this demographic and they've been impacted by the storms, consider it.
yes, please call us. We'd love to be the bright spot in these stormy days and the stress. We'll help you.
I might come for the genealogy class. Here's where you'll find her. It's Creekside at Shallowford, 485-9933, and their website is Creekside at Shallowford, SL.seniorlivingnearme.com. Or you can just simply call them.
You can.
I like that one.
Have you been injured due to someone else's negligence? Insurance companies have their experts trained to politely minimize your injuries and circumstances. With us, you'll have someone fighting for your rights. Wedemark Keith. It's more to us. It's personal.
The reviews are in for Century Roofing, and they are awesome.